Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about the release in your golf swing and how to delay it until you need it. The release is one of the main things in a golf swing which people are always talking about. How do you do it and when do you need it? Now, really, the release is a consequence of a number of things that have gone before it. It's actually a product rather than a target to have in your golf swing, but there are some things that you can do to help you control the release. The first thing to understand in the release is that it's not about holding angles consciously, holding wrists and clubs in positions until you arrive at the right position and then consciously releasing them. The golf swing is simply far too fast for your conscious mind to know when it should be releasing the golf club. So that's the very first thing you've got to do, is basically forget that concept. The second thing to understand is that the way that you are rotating the body towards the target in the downswing and the force that you are able to apply in that rotation and the length of time you can do it is basically alone responsible for holding the angles and delaying this release. The release is basically the releasing of the angles between the club and your lead arm. This straightening of the wrists and the lower arm rotation, which creates actually a catapult effect, an acceleration of the club through the ball. If you can get your body to rotate dynamically towards the target, creating ever more force against the golf club, using the club's weight to hold this angle, then that's the way that you're going to delay the release of your golf club. So what exactly should you be working on? Now, the very first thing to understand is that as you turn through the golf ball, you have got to keep rotating with your hips and shoulders past the ball before you hit it. A lot of golfers out there are consciously or unconsciously stopping in order to see whether they've hit the golf ball, and this is one of the reasons that they're releasing the club too early. The second is that they are hitting at the golf ball. They are starting the downswing with their arms and hands and hitting at the golf ball. You can't avoid an early release if you do that. So what exactly should you be working on? Now, the last video we were talking about ground forces and using the ground forces correctly, getting your lower body to rotate and your upper body to rotate. And by doing that, you are going to get your arms and club pulled behind the rotation of your body. And applying these forces, getting this rotation, this torque in your golf swing, is what is going to hold this angle. What I would like to get you to concentrate on, however, is how you're going to do this. In one of my past videos, we talked about getting the trail leg to rotate away from the target in order to get the hips to rotate towards the target. It's almost as if you were applying a rotational form or force to the ground through your trail foot in order to get your lead side to open up and rotate towards the target. At the same time, you've got to be rotating your trail shoulder down towards the golf ball. And in order to keep this pressure on the club, you don't want to try and get too much into a lateral movement with your shoulders, because that will actually get you to release the club too early. What you got to do is get a feeling of this trail shoulder overtaking your trail knee. And that is basically a feeling which is going to be a little bit strange for a lot of you because it will have the feeling of you keeping pressure on the trail foot for longer in the downswing. By doing this, however, you are going to be able to create far more force on the golf club as you come down, and at the same time keep that rotation going for longer, because by doing that you are actually allowing your lead side to open up further and create room for your arms and hands to swing through, and therefore delaying the time at which the arms and hands slow down and the club starts to overtake. So as you come in the downswing, you're starting with your lead side, your trail knee is almost stationary, if anything moving back in the opposite direction, and your trail shoulder is coming down and catching it up. And first, when you have the feeling of the trail shoulder being over the trail knee, that's when you have this feeling of the lead side straightening, pressure being applied through your arms and hands towards the target, your trail arm straightening, and the release actually happening. Now, when you look at that in slow motion, you're going to say, but Jonathan, your trail shoulder never catches up with your trail knee. And you would be right. Before my trail shoulder can rotate that far, my trail knee will be gone. However, that's not the feeling that I have. The feeling is that my trail shoulder is actually able to catch up with my trail knee. And once I have that feeling that it is over the trail knee, that's when I'm allowing that lead side to straighten and the catapult effect to actually begin. Whenever you're learning things, it's all about getting key ideas, key feelings into the swing, which are helping you to have maybe one swing thought tops in order to take it out on the golf course and get it repeating itself. Delaying the release is going to have so many advantages as far as the acceleration of the golf club goes, and getting more pressure on the golf club, getting more lean in the golf club, that it is a definite improvement in your golf swing if you can do that. And this is one of the things that we've been working on here in the academy to try and get the people, our students, to delay the release a little bit longer. So get out on the driving range, see if you can get a feel for it. The same drills as ever, get that arm across your chest, and as you start the downswing, get that transfer of pressure into the ground, get that trail shoulder down, and keep that trail knee back, so that once you have the feeling of the shoulder being over the knee, that's when you can start to go into extension with both legs and get the shoulders moving even more forcefully around and keep pressure on the handle. It's all about getting the body to dominate the arms instead of getting the arms dominating the body. Hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to us yet, please do so. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.